I've been in an Air India flight that caught fire, which is, and I literally have not been back in Air India
When?
since. This was on a flight back from Khajuraho about 10 years ago. And,
Really? I hope
and
nobody died.
No one died. There was a fuel leak before we took off, and they
Par for the course.
Well, it's one of the most terrifying. This is a detour, but it's worth telling the story. It's a good story.
Yeah.
So we all got sort of shoved off the plane, obviously, because of the fuel leak.
Yeah.
And I was just leaving. I rang up my travel agent who got the last place on the train to Delhi that night, and just about leaving when they called us back. We're all mended, all sorted out. So we get checked back in, bags back in, sitting there, and the guy behind me, there's a guy in the seat. I can hear him doing the Hanuman Chalisa.
Oh no, not a good sign. Not a good sign.
And it's the frigging engineer with his son.
What a horrible story.
This is a completely true story. And so I asked, what's up? And he said, well, Jugaad. and they, I don't know, they've used lawnmower parts or something to mend this fuel leak. Anyway, it's one of those hopper flights.
Plane fly?
Well, presumably to sort of stop the fuel pouring out. Anyway, we take off, and it's one of those hopper flights. It lands in Varanasi, no problem. Mm-hmm. Takes off, and I know something's gone wrong because I fly into Delhi every other week, and we're landing somewhere very weird. There's no lights. In fact, I can't even see Delhi out the window. And
So there's no announcement?
And the minute that we touch ground, the red light goes on, evacuate. And there's this smell of, you can see flames flickering. The undercarriage has caught fire.
Wow.
Because the fuel has leaked again. And I'm actually in the exit row. Have you ever been in the exit row and their hostess comes around and says you might have to. So anyway, I'm actually in that seat.
You paid attention.
And so I pull the thing down, and two things happen. First of all, I'm covered in water because they've surrounded the airfield with fire engines. Thank God they did, because they know this is happening, so they're ready, and they parked us in a field somewhere on the edge of the airport. But the chute doesn't come out, so I'm looking out onto the wing, and it's pouring wet because thankfully the fire engines are there, and wondering, do I actually jump onto the wing? Because the chances are that you're going to,
Mission Impossible,
slip off, and then I'm not Tom Cruise, and whether or not the plane blows up, because I can still see the flickering on the tarmac of the flames. I'm almost certainly going to break a leg or do my ankle in at the very least. So I decide you weigh up your chances, and I decide to queue with the others for the exit. So by this stage,
people were panicking.
By this stage, the air hostesses were panicking, which was quite frightening.
Horrible.
It's not a good sign.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
And by this stage, all the kind of foreign tourists got out at Varanasi, and it's just some MP farmers, and they're all told not to bring their kit, but of course they brag their sacks and everything, so it's plugging up the aisles. And it felt like about 3 hours, but it can't have been more than 8 minutes. And you know that the plane could blow up or catch fire seriously. You can smell the burning of rubber. You can see outside the vague flickering lights. But that said, the whole outside is being swished by fire engines, so you're hoping for the best. So I queue. Eventually, because I'm in the exit row, which is absolutely in the middle of the plane, so you're choosing between the two longest queues, I get to the front, and it's a chute. But because, again, all these fire engines are sloshing water everywhere, you go down the chute like a accelerated, and at the bottom, I never forget it, were all these false teeth and glasses of all the old farmers sitting in the.
We shouldn't be laughing, but visually it's terrible. But it's funny.
I literally have not travelled Air India since that.
But we have to take a break, William. You're talking too much. I can't control you anymore. And also, you've called me a chute twice. I've noticed. Did you hear the word chute came out twice, which is Scottish for that was the Delhi lingo. Yeah,
I did not call you a chute. I went down the chute.
Down the chute. Yeah. Okay.